My name's Sarah Savoy, and I'm very excited that my cookbook, Savoy Kitchen, A Family History of Cajun Food. I learned pretty much everything I know in the kitchen of my family home. Everything in Louisiana happens in the kitchen. That's where all of our instruments are, the accordions, fiddles, guitars. If you're gonna cook something, somebody's gonna be around playing music. Bass, piano. If somebody's in there playing music, you wanna go in and cook something for them. It's where I learned how to play music. It's where I learned how to cook. I learned my whole life, my family history, about Cajun culture, why our culture is so very important to the U.S., what makes it so special and unique, all around the kitchen table or standing at my dad's feet while he was cooking a gumbo or something. A gumbo is a really easy thing to make. You can make it for 3 people or for 100 people with fairly little effort. You cook it in one pot and you just leave it. You don't have to babysit Cajun food because you want to go drink beer and play music with your friends, right? My whole point in writing this book was that you can have a Cajun party with authentic Cajun food and authentic Cajun music, thanks to iTunes, no matter where you are in the world. Because I was living in Russia and I was feeling so homesick, and it was February and too cold and the wind was blowing snow into my apartment. Instead of lying on the floor kicking and screaming and crying, I thought I'd make a roux. This is the smallest roux I've ever seen in my life. So the great thing about Cajun cooking is that it goes so well with music. I mean, Cajun culture, we're all about laughing and loving and our community and going to mass and eating gumbo and playing music. There's a reason for every stereotype, and we really, really do live like that. We still like to eat, drink, and pass a good time. So in the book, you'll have a recipe for gumbo. You'll have a recipe for green gumbo, a chicken and sausage gumbo, a duck gumbo, I guess, a seafood gumbo, shrimp and okra gumbo. There's not just gumbo, there's a whole lot more. There's like, I don't know, 100-something recipes. And these are recipes that I've learned from my parents growing up, that I've learned from my grandparents. You'll get some of my own recipes, some of my favorite recipes that I've ever eaten that are Louisiana influenced. And then you get lots of desserts, and you get party desserts. Like for Mardi Gras, you're gonna have a king cake. And so if you wanna have a big Mardi Gras party, you can make gumbo and king cake, and you have all your recipes there. Lots of salads that are full of pork products. And mostly it's a lot of family recipes that are dating back, I mean, sometimes hundreds of years. What I'm gonna put in it is what we call the holy trinity of Cajun seasoning. And that is cayenne pepper, black pepper, and salt. And you can get that anywhere in the world. And stick to the recipes, because you don't get more Cajun than the Savoy family, all right? You can kick up the seasoning as much as you want to. You can tone it down as much as you want to. It's a really common misconception that Cajun food is just all about spice and being like so hot that you can't eat it, and that's not true. You should be able to taste everything else that's happening in the food. So it's like a good song. The accordion shouldn't be overpowering the fiddle or whatever. So now we want to let this sit in the pot for about 40 minutes, just until everything's nice and cooked together. And we want to go drink beer and play music with our friends, because that's the whole point of making a gumbo, is so that we can enjoy things with people we love. We're going to let this sit, and then 15 minutes before we serve it, we're going to add parsley and green onions to it and serve it over rice while it's nice and hot. And we're going to eat it like a soup with spoons. And then we're going to go out dancing. Y'all ready? I once broke up with a guy because he put basil in my gumbo. I left. So don't touch my gumbo.